Now, you've got a fantastic tour coming up with, I think, REO Speedwagon and STYX. How did that come about, and what got you three bands together? I mean, had you guys ever done stuff together before?
So that, yes, we have. To answer your last question first, we've done lots of shows with these other two bands over the years. We're like brothers in arms. I mean, when we see each other, we hug each other and congratulate each other on us, number one, being alive, and number two, still, and number two, being able to
high five. You're still
alive. So yeah, hey, we're still here, man. We're still above ground. This is great. And then also just the pure privilege of being able to play still and play for people that are wanting to come and see your songs and hear your songs. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's like going to be just one big happy family, and there's no like ego issues anymore. There's no like, well, they can't have any of our lights and they can't have any of our PA system. And it's all, no, this is all, it's all equal. We're going to open up. We'll probably play for between 35 and 40 minutes. And then I don't know how they're going to order it after us, but I'm sure we're going to be the opening act, because, you know, we're the junior team in this whole roster. So we'll yield our opening position to, well, they'll yield their opening position to us, and that's probably how it's going to work. But I'm really looking forward to it. We got dates all the way from May till the end of September now. They just added a bunch of new ones.
So what can audiences expect to see from the bands if they pick up some tickets?
So you're going to see just the hits. You're going to see all the songs that it's going to be like a time travel experience, I think, because for a lot of people, music are the time signposts, I guess, if you will, of their lives. And when they hear these songs, it's going to transport them probably back to a time in high school or college or elementary school, who knows. And that's what we want. We want them to experience that same the feeling that they had when our music was kind of the soundtrack to their life. Because in a lot of, we hear that so often, you know, people come up to us after the show and says, you have no idea what it's like to hear you and see you again live after all these years. It says, it just brings it all back, all the great times I had before I had kids and before I had to have a job and all this stuff. And so that's kind of nice that we're able to do that.
Oh, I mean, it's interesting how a certain song will bring you back to a road trip you were on, or an event in your life. And especially when it has that kind of nostalgia that brings you back to, you know, in many cases, times that, you know, it's interesting. We tend to look back on our younger years more fondly as we right. Get older. So it is kind of, it's awesome when you get to do that. You know, I think I know I saw Paul McCartney for the first time, like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. And it brought you right back to, like you were saying, brought you right back to Ed Sullivan, because he's there and he's got the Hofner and he's bouncing the same way. And you're like, I'm back.
Isn't it great? Yeah. Music that's the magic of music, I think, is it really just transports you back to that time. And I actually saw him I went with my brother to see Paul McCartney about 10 years ago. And he was in really good voice that night. He sang just up into the rafters. And what a great journey that was, because his career spans so many times. And certain songs would come up and I go, oh my God, that was the summer of 1975. I remember when that song came on the air and I was working outside as a gardener, and it was so great. I got a great tan that year, and you know, all these memories just come back. And it's great when people tell us that our music has that same effect on them in a positive way. It's just very satisfying to hear that.
So where can our audience go to follow you guys on social media?
We have a Facebook page, and to get there, we are at loverboyband.com/Facebook, and that will take you there. And we post occasionally after shows or when something's happening to one of us or collectively all of us, or we just want to put a message out of some kind. Yeah, so that's basically where you'll find that kind of stuff.
Doug, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate the time we've been able to spend together. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Johnson.
Thank you very much.